The universe has a message for you. Stick around to find out what it is. Hey guys, it's Tarot and Beyond. Welcome back to another Pick a Card reading. Today we have a message from the universe that is meant to find you at this time. We have 3 groups to choose from today as usual. Group 1 is represented by the Celestial Teacher card. Group number 2 is the Walk Your Truth card. Group 3 is the Unconditional Love card. So choose the card that feels like it's calling to you. If you feel called to more than one, that's totally fine. Use your intuition to guide you to the readings and the messages within those readings that feel like they are for you. Use the timestamps linked in the description box or the chapter notes below to jump ahead to your chosen reading or readings, and we'll see you there. All right, hi group number 1, welcome to your reading. You guys chose the Celestial Teacher card, number 7. Feels significant. Number 7 is a very lucky, very spiritual number. It is about introspection, rest, contemplation, meditation, and good luck. So I feel like there's something significant that the universe wants to tell you. Could be from a celestial teacher like an ascended master or through your higher self. Let's find out some more information. I think I'm going to start with the Egyptian Star Oracle. What is the universe wanting to tell group number 1, please? Okay. Love and romance. I just heard love is your teacher. Love is your teacher. Resurrection. And construction and building. Interesting. I feel like you're rebuilding something, group number 1, and you're learning how to do it in a new way through love. It doesn't have to be romantic love, but since it does say that there, it very well could be. But let's get some more information here. We're going to go with the Karma cards. For group 1, what is the message? 3rd house. So the 3rd house is to do with communication, connections, ideas, writing, short-term thinking, and trips. Yeah. Who or what is around you? Sorry, there we go. Get it in focus there. So I'm starting to get an idea. It's like you're getting an idea, group number 1, and it's coming directly from the universe, and it's like helping you to rethink how you approach love and maybe resurrect something from the past that you thought was dead and reconstruct or build something from that. It's probably actually an idea that you've had before, but because of who was around you, you weren't able to follow through with it. Maybe it wasn't the right environment or you didn't have the right support network at the time. But I'm feeling like the message that the universe wants to deliver to you right now is regarding taking this idea and kind of bringing it back to life. Like there was value in that idea, and whether you've been thinking about it or not, there's a reason it's coming back up. Okay. What is this idea? Ayahuasca, rebirth. Wow, that is intense. Resurrection and rebirth with ayahuasca. Could be a short distance trip to partake in an ayahuasca ceremony, dare I say, and letting ayahuasca be your celestial teacher, connect you to your higher self in the higher realms, expanded consciousness. And that is a short-term way of thinking, but it carries forward. It could have even been an ayahuasca or some kind of a altered state of consciousness or a trip, i.e. literally like, is it a short-term trip as in you're in a car or you're in a plane or something? Or is it a short-term trip as in you're tripping out, right? Like there could have been an idea that you had on some kind of a trip, whatever it happened to be, And the universe is like, hey, there was a meaning in that. There was a purpose in you having that idea. And maybe it just wasn't the right time to have implemented it back then, but now it is. And that's why this rebirth is happening, and this resurrection is allowing you to start rebuilding or constructing something. I don't even think this is something that you've done before, but it's like you've learned a lot from love. You've learned a lot from your connections to other people, your environments, the way that you communicate has changed, is what I'm feeling, group number 1. And you've done a lot of like spiritual deep diving. I can really see that. You've gone very in depth into connecting to the higher realms, different states of consciousness, altered consciousness states, either through meditation or maybe through these trips. But whatever it is, it's like you have been able to study the mind a little bit more objectively than you did in the past. And I think that's why now you're ready to implement this idea. And it might take some collaboration. Oh, look at that. You've got psychic healing. I think there's going to be collaboration with a teacher, or you're going to be implementing something that you learned from a teacher, but you may be needing some collaboration to be able to get this off the ground and to build this into what it's meant to be. Because it does feel like a pretty big idea. Like, I know that with the 3rd house, it can be about short-term thinking, but I really see this as like a really big idea that gets you going, and it's helping you to make the right connections so that you can really resurrect this dream, because it feels like a dream. I think it's more than just an idea. It's like, it's a goal or a dream. It's something really big. So let me ask the question of the universe. What is this dream or this idea that group number 1 is being called to implement? You have the Empress. Whoops, there we go. You have the Sun card in reverse. And you have the 8 of Swords. Okay. Bottom of the deck, we have the Knight of Swords, and the Knight of Swords is about ideas and communication and short distance trips and travel, things like that. So it could definitely be that type of thing. Now, with the Empress and the Sun card reversed and the 8 of Swords, I feel like this idea, group number 1, is very much about a type of creation that you wanted to set into motion, but it just wasn't the right time. That's what I'm getting from the Sun card reversed. It's like you were meant to have the idea on that day, but you weren't meant to implement it at that point because you weren't ready yet. You still had work to do. You had to free levels and layers of your mind. You had to work on expanding. You had to work on your spiritual knowledge and concepts before you were ready to really start implementing this idea. Now, I do see that it is going to be about healing. This idea probably has something to do with healing. It may have to do with spiritual healing, psychic healing, physical healing, healing relationships, healing the mind. Yeah, like oh my God, why can't I even say it? Psychological healing. Freeing the mind, expanding the mind by freeing it. Something like that. And it's bringing illumination. It's bringing healing. It's a healing idea. You are going to heal, and spirit, the universe, is going to help you do that. And they're going to send people into your life that are going to help you do that. So you're going to meet the right people at the right time. And spirit wants you to know that this is all very, very sort of divinely orchestrated. And as a result, you are going to feel very blessed. That's the 7 energy, like good luck, blessings. I feel like you're going to feel really blessed, and there's going to be a lot of good fortune that comes from this, because things are just like very serendipitously, synchronistically working out in your favor. Unfolding surprise with the envelope. You know what I mean? Like, this is a surprise, but it's kind of been hidden away for quite a while. It's not like this is coming out of the blue completely. Oh, that's interesting. Bottom of the deck here, we have pregnancy and wealth, and the Empress can be about pregnancy as well. So this could have been an idea to start a family or to have a child. If it's not literal, then this is starting a project, building something, right? It's like, what are you creating from nothing? It's like you're taking an idea and connecting with the right people to make something physically real. And it's like that project is your baby, you know? I'm getting like Ted Mosby when he's at the wedding. It's from, the show How I Met Your Mother. When he's at the wedding of one of his friends and everybody's having babies and he's like, I built a skyscraper in New York, and it's like, that's my baby. So it could be literal, or it could be a project or a business or an idea that's going to be made manifest physically in some way. But again, it's kind of like you needed to go through this rebirth. You needed to like die and resurrect and become this much larger, more expanded version of you to be able to actually practically implement this idea. But it was always meant for you. It was like written in the stars. It was a communication that came straight from the divine in the moment that you had this idea. And it might have come in the form of a vision. You may have channeled it out in writing or scripting. You may have heard it auditorily or felt it in your body. Or it could have just been like something that just popped into your mind. But it wasn't from nowhere. It came from the universe. It came from your higher self. It was directly channeled to you for a reason, because you're the best person to implement this. But I just keep getting this message, group number 1, that you really need the right people in your life to be able to make this happen. It's not something you can do on your own. And I think that maybe was part of this too. It's like you weren't ready to collaborate with people at the time you got this idea. Because, again, you still needed to do some healing. You needed to do mental healing. You needed to do spiritual and psychic healing. There was a lot of stuff that needed to happen before you were ready to get to this point. And now the universe is kind of giving you the green light and saying, it's time. It's time. You can go ahead with this idea now. The right people are going to start manifesting in your life, and you're going to see those opportunities come as a result. So there's going to be some unfolding surprises that come perhaps in the form of communications. Because the third house is these types of communications, it's like emails, DMs, text messages, even letters in the mail, like snail mail. It's these kinds of things that the third house rules. And so I feel like you're going to be getting an invitation. I just got that. I wasn't even going to say invitation, but that just popped out of my mouth. So there we go. Surprise. You're going to be getting an invitation of some kind to attend an event. And you're going to meet some people there that you can collaborate with. They're going to be on the same level as you, group 1. Like they're going to be very, very much simpatico, in the sense that they have the same ideas, not the same ideas necessarily, but they have the same sort of mindset, and they are willing to approach this idea with what they know and what they can help you to do to make this a reality. So it really does kind of take a team to do this, but I am seeing specifically 2 people. I don't know if it will be more than that. It could grow into more than 2 people, but I think it starts off as 2 people. And it's like a business partnership or a romantic relationship, depending on your situation. But it's like this pairing of the 2 is really what gets this idea off the ground. So if it's to have a baby, then you get an invitation somewhere, you meet this person very unexpectedly, and you fall in love, and you do all of that stuff, and boom, there's a baby. And on the other hand, if it's a business idea, kind of same story, but instead of the romance side of it, it's just like, wow, there's a meeting of the minds. You guys really get off on the right foot. You understand each other, you agree, and you kind of like riff off of each other, like jamming, like two musicians who are both extremely talented, one at drums, one at guitar, and they come together and they just start jamming, and it becomes something magical. Like that is what I'm seeing here, group 1, is that the universe is like, you are divinely placed, and poised is the word I just heard, poised. You're poised right now to be able to implement this idea that was seeded so long ago. Like it feels like years ago. It could have been shorter, but I'm getting it like it was years ago. And you may have even forgotten about it, but that desire to implement that idea was authentic, and it came from the soul because it was delivered from the universe. And so keep your eyes peeled for this unfolding surprise, because it's going to be coming in. I feel like it's in a month, but I don't know. I just got that from the Sun card reversed, so it could be in a month from now. This is a timeless reading, but whenever you happen to be watching it, it could come around a month from when you're seeing this. Yeah, they just keep showing me communication. There's some kind of communication. They showed me the hieroglyphics and the mirror here, which always reminds me of like peering through the beyond or being able to communicate more directly. It's almost like FaceTiming, like maybe it starts out off as a message and then you're like, okay, can we just kind of have a little sit down and brainstorm and talk about this? Yeah, I didn't even notice in the rebirth card that there's a little baby gestating there in the womb. Wow. So this could quite literally be an idea to start a family or have a child that you had a long time ago in an altered state, and you're finally meeting the person who's right for you to be able to make this child. And it's like a divine child. It's a spiritual teacher child. And that's why you had to get to a certain level of consciousness to be able to hold this child's frequency within your body. That's intense. Wow. Okay. But that's very specific. So I think for most of you, it's going to be the business thing, because I keep seeing this email or message or letter that's coming in. There's a communication, and it's very direct, and it's like the opportunity you've been waiting for, and you're surprised, but I see, you know what I'm actually seeing and feeling? It's like you receive this information, you get really excited, and then all of a sudden these self-sabotage mechanisms start kicking into gear. And it's like, oh, but what if I fail? Or imposter syndrome, I'm getting too big for my britches, or I'm not experienced in this area, or I'm not good enough to do this, or whatever it is. I see that fear mechanism does kick in. So Spirit and the universe want you to know that just by being aware of that, you can better handle it when it comes up, because it probably will. And that's normal, and it's okay. That's part of the healing work that you're doing. But the universe really wants you to know, first and foremost, that you are ready. Group number 1, you're ready to implement this idea. You're ready to follow through with this, to carry on the legacy I just heard. Yeah, it could be a child. Like, this is so crazy, but that's what I'm getting. And I have to say, so, I mean, take it as it resonates, but what comes through for a reason. And whoever's meant to hear it will be drawn to the reading. So even if it's just for one person. But yeah, it's like, this is the beginning of this whole new life. Yeah, this is the beginning of a whole new life, group number 1, and it's going to start from this invitation. Yeah, it's going to start from this invitation. Wow. I do feel like it's going to be a very abundant life, because the peacock card just drew my attention. It was sitting like I put it way off to the side. It's not in my line of sight. And all of a sudden my head just turned and my eyes fell on it like right away. So it was almost like magnetizing me to it. So this is going to be a very good opportunity for your wealth. This is going to allow you to be very fertile in the building and construction of this idea, and the implementation of it with the support you need is going to feel very, very abundant. I do feel like it's going to have you stepping into a new position of leadership or power or authority, right? Like if you're becoming a parent, that is what that is, right? You're stepping into a position of authority. You're being the teacher for that child. It's a big responsibility. If it's a business or some kind of other idea, again, it's like you're the leader of it, and it will require you to be in your full, confident, authentic energy. So I think that's why this 8 of Swords can feel a little bit scary, because it does kind of challenge you to step into your power. And sometimes, not always, but for some of us, we can tend to fear our power even more than our weakness. It's like we're scared of success more than we are scared of failure. Ironic, isn't it? It's strange, but that's something that a lot of humans deal with. And if you're one of those humans, then you're in the right place to hear this message, to receive the confirmation that you are ready for this. You have all of the capacity to be able to do this. You are strong and you're ready to be confident. You're ready to step into your power. You're highly creative. You're fertile at soul level right now to create either something physically that you're creating for wealth or doing in partnership with someone or a physical being. You're very fertile right now. So within about a month or so, there's going to either be an invitation or the event will be in a month or so. I'm not sure. But it's going to result in a lot of growth for you. Yeah. So group number 1, that is what I see for you. That's what the universe wanted to tell you. There's going to be some communication pretty quickly here, and you're going to see the opportunity arise in a very surprising way, but it's going to spark a rebirth in your life, and something from the past is getting resurrected. The right people are going to be attracted to you to support this dream or this goal or this vision, and you're going to heal as you go through this process and grow and create. So it's really, truly beautiful and so divinely guided. All right, so you've got this, group number 1. Go forth and create. You're ready. I love you guys. Thank you so much for being here. I hope that this reading helped and that this message from the universe was supportive for you. Let me know how it resonates in the comments below if you feel called. If not, then I want to thank you for being here today and supporting the channel. And if you guys want to dive deeper, I do have memberships available here, which gives you ad-free access to weekly pick a card guidance as well as monthly live streams where we do personal readings for the members. So if you guys are interested in that, hit the join button down below. And if you don't see it there, you might need to go through a desktop computer instead of through your phone, as sometimes the join button doesn't show up on certain countries' apps. And if you guys are looking for a personal reading or any private sessions or work with me, I'm a Reiki master, psychic medium, spiritual counselor, and mentor, as well as an Akashic reader. And all of my services and products can be found through my website, which is linked in the description box below. Thanks again, guys. I love you, and we'll see you in the next reading. Bye. All right, hi group number 2. Welcome to your reading. Let's find out what the message is that the universe wants to tell you. You guys chose Walk Your Truth. And this card always reminds me of the hand of God with the light hand there in the center of the universe. It very much feels like the hand of God is at work in your life, and the universe has a message about what the impact of that is going to be. You have Peaceful Warrior, Milk Thistle. And this is Mars and lunar energy. Okay. And you have leadership with the Lion's Mane card, and this is Mercury and Uranus. Okay. Oops, wow, that was so fast. Possessiveness or sharing. Huh. All right, let's keep going because I'm not really getting anything yet, group number 2. What does group number 2 need to know from the universe? What is the message, please? You have the first house, which is about who you are, your desires, your actions. It's happening now. It's the way you project yourself, and it's doing things your way on your own terms. Okay, so that makes sense. It's walking your truth, your authentic self, being a leader, taking charge, doing things the way that you feel called to do them. Okay, can we get more information, please, on this message for group number 2 from the universe? Okay, the Death card reversed. So a rebirth of some kind. You also have the King of Wands reversed. Oh, I just heard you're stepping out. You're stepping out. It feels like after a period of repressing who you are and not letting yourself be bold and take the lead and do things your own way in the unique way that feels right for you, the universe is really encouraging you, group number 2, to walk your truth, to be the most authentic version of you that you can be, and to not hold anything back. Like, don't let your fear of judgment from other people stop you from doing what you want to do in the way you want to do it. And I see you needing to accept yourself more, group number 2, and to lead in a peaceful way. So, you know what makes the best leader? It's not somebody who bosses somebody else around. The best leaders are the ones who are right there in the fray, you know, a boss who gets down and helps you stock shelves, or a king who rides into battle in the lead, or a coach who does the workout with you, like a physical trainer who does the squats with you and doesn't just stand there yelling at you. So it's like the best form of leadership for you, group number 2, is to do it and to help people do it because you're doing it too, and to show people how to do it because you know how. The Hierophant, yeah, teaching, leading, preaching, all of these things. I mean, I feel like you have very natural leadership qualities, group number 2. You've got the Lion here and the King of Wands. So this talks about, you know, Leo energy. And Leo is very charismatic, very gregarious, very precocious energy. It likes to be at the center of attention, or at that leadership position, or in that leadership position where you're at, kind of at the head of the pack. And the Hierophant really does do a good job of teaching and sharing and communicating and leading in some way. Yeah, so you've got leadership like all through your reading here, especially the first house, but you have to lead yourself first, is what I'm seeing. And you have to own your truth to be able to lead other people. Because if you're preaching to other people but you're not living that truth, then you're being a hypocrite. And that's not helpful. And it doesn't mean that you can't help people by telling them the right things, but the best leadership that you can do is to set an example and to actually do or be that yourself. I also see that if you are going to be a leader, it's really important that you don't project your own opinions or perspectives or history or biases onto other people that you're trying to lead. It's important that you understand what they need, because good leaders understand what the people need, and then their role is to provide that. It's not to tell them what you think they need. It's to actually lead them. And you have the Emperor, Aries energy. That's the first house. It's the first sign of the zodiac. And it's another fire sign. So we've got the King of Wands here with Aries and Leo showing up in this reading. And the Emperor is, above all else, a leader. He's literally the leader of an empire. So this is irrespective of sex or gender. It's not about male or female. It's just leadership. And I'm seeing you being called into a position of leadership, whether it's being in a parent role or a boss, or teaching or guiding or coaching or supporting others in some way. The universe wants you to know that it's time for you to embody your truth, group number 2. It's really, really important that you do. And the best way to do that is to live it. To live it and to share what it is that you're doing with no expectation of how that's going to change other people's lives. It's like being willing to share this information and not pushing it on people, but just letting them kind of come to you when they need it. And they'll see that they need it because you are the living example of what works. You know, it's not like going around telling people, you need to believe in this because it's the truth and it's the only right way to do it. Instead, it's just living that yourself and kind of staying in your own lane and minding your own business and living a very authentic, aligned life. And then people watching that from a distance and really seeing that, wow, that's really working for them. And they're having such a good time and they seem so happy or healthy or whatever it is. And then they're just naturally magnetized to you and they ask you for the guidance or for the coaching or for the support. So it really is about leading by example here, group number 2. And you have endings and beginnings with the wheel. Yeah, the Death card is endings and beginnings too. So you have this energy twice in your reading. So the universe is speaking very loud and clear to you here about the fact that there's a cycle that is changing right here. And this ship's wheel always reminds me of the captain energy too. It's like you are at the helm of this ship and you need to be responsible for the people that you're leading, because the decisions that you are making are going to have an impact on your crew, right? If you're the pirate of this ship, if you make a wrong move, your crew's lives are in your hands. So not to like make it all melodramatic and super intense or anything, but like that's kind of what I'm getting from the universe. It's basically like being in a leadership position is a big responsibility. It's a responsibility to embody those traits, to make wise decisions and to use your discernment, and also to not enforce anything that could potentially harm the people that you're trying to help or lead. Yeah, they keep giving me the message that good leaders share. Good leaders share what they have, what they know. And doing it in a peaceful way seems important. Yeah, doing it in a peaceful way. So you're not pushing. I just keep getting that message of like, don't push it. You don't need to push it. They will come to you when you are in your authenticity. You have groom, husband, and marriage. Interesting. Well, since you have the Hierophant here and you have the groom card, this could be a new cycle that you are stepping into in terms of marriage. I'm really just feeling like it's a commitment. It's a big responsibility. And being in this position is driven by your desires. I think that's what got you here in the first place, or what's kind of propelling you forward down this path if you're not on it yet. And it is destined, group number 2. I see that here. I see the hand of God is involved here, and they also showed me the shooting star in the lion's mane card, and that's like destiny. So this is meant to happen, and you're meant to be in this position, but the universe wants you to do it in the right way. And for the right reasons, more importantly, for the right reasons. So I would take a look at your desires and how your desires and your intentions are matching or not matching your actions, and who you believe you are and how that is impacting how you can show up and lead other people. So I'm really seeing like a lot of introspection being the main focus of this particular phase, and what the universe wants to tell you is to do that introspection in a calm and peaceful way so that you can get to the sort of root of this manifestation of your leadership and maybe how it's working or not working, and how you can make some tweaks and adjustments to do it in a way that is fierce but not aggressive. Does that make sense? Like you're doing it in a way that is powerful, but not in a power over or a self-disempowered way where you kind of have to pretend like you know what you're doing. It's like, no, really, it's being the most authentic you can be. So for some of you, this might actually be walking away from something that was not allowing you to walk your truth, something that was actually dissuading you from being your authentic self. Maybe it's like there was expectations, or there were restrictions that you had to fit within to get your needs met in some way. It's like you got to play by the rules to get fed type of thing, you know? And I feel like there's an ending to that. And this leadership is really about you doing this on your own in a way that feels right for you. So as an example, this doesn't have to be a literal thing that you're experiencing, but the example that's coming to mind is kind of like working at a job and being very committed to that job and trying to rise through the ranks because you know that you're destined for this leadership position. It's in you. It's who you are. You can't deny that. But you kind of keep getting either smacked down and told to do it this way, or you're doing it the wrong way, and don't lead them like that, and we can't use that or do it that way. And it's kind of like it's just limiting you and repressing your authentic self. And it's like you're feeling boxed in and things are too strict. And then going finally like, oh, I can't do this anymore, quitting your job and starting your own version of that, right? Like let's say, for example, you're a fitness trainer at a gym and you work for that gym. Well, then you can't do it this way, or you can't say that, or you can't give this particular advice because of the legal restrictions or something like that. And then you finally just say, I've had enough of this. I want to help the people in my life in the way that is going to serve them best. And that's also going to feel really super authentic to me. So I'm going to quit this gym job and become a fitness coach, an independent fitness coach, and start that business and start growing that. And then it becomes very successful because you're meant to be in that position and you're meant to do it in the way that feels right for you. And this ending and beginning might feel uncomfortable, but really it's you directing yourself through the storm into calmer waters, realistically. Same thing if it's a relationship, like say, for example, this is somebody who doesn't honor your autonomy, who's constantly dampening down your flame, not understanding or respecting you, then this would be going out and doing it on your own, i.e. becoming single, walking away from that relationship. So there's different examples that I can see here in this energy, but the energy itself is really about you embodying your authenticity, walking the talk, and being empowered in your ability to lead and direct your own life and to set an example through modeling that behavior to other people. That's the best way that you're going to teach. That's the best way that you're going to lead. That's the best way that you are going to share the resources that you very naturally produce. It's like it's innate within you. You're just this replenishing data bank of information and power and leadership and ideas. And so you need to do this your own way so that the right people who really resonate with that and will benefit from that leadership can come to you. But you also need to find the harmony and the balance between not doing it in an overly pushy way and not also doing it in a way where you're being pushed around, right? Because those are the two extremes I'm seeing. And I don't know which kind of side of that spectrum you fall in, but I'm seeing both of them there. So it even could be like you're swinging from one side to the other. And the universe is wanting you to kind of find some balance here in the middle ground, where you just are able to be you. That's really what I see. It's just being you and being authentic in every single circumstance, no matter what that looks like. So I see you moving into this phase of your life, which is really what it feels like it does. It feels like a phase of your life. And it's coming about because you've either had enough of the way that you were doing things before, or you're just feeling ready for this next stage. Maybe it's both, but if it's more of if it's a less aggressive, abrupt shift, then it's just more that you're naturally stepping into this role of being a caregiver or a leader or a coach or a boss or something like that, or self-led entrepreneur. I don't know, but it's like there is a transition that's happening. There is an ending that has taken place. I think the ending is past tense because of the death cards in reverse here. And you've got the beginnings on this card. So it very much feels like the ending is over, the worst is behind you, and now you can move forward independent on your own, doing it your way, and feel the nurturing, fulfilling energy of being allowed, giving yourself permission and not having to request that from anyone else, to just be yourself. You're the leader of your life. You can do it however you want. It's completely up to you. You don't have to resort to any conventional ideas about how to do this. It's like you can create an entirely new way that nobody's ever done before, because if it works for you, then it's meant for you. And if other people see that and they're like, oh, I never thought of it that way, or wow, they look really happy doing that, let me try and see if that works for me. It's going to be sort of like this beautiful snowball effect where you are being authentic and you are feeling happy, and then other people are going to join in on that and benefit from it. But I do see that it's important you commit to this path and that you trust yourself to be able to do this the right way, because I feel like there's a past life thing here that I'm getting all of a sudden. There's something from a past life where maybe you misused leadership. Perhaps you became a little bit too dogmatic about what you were trying to do, or a little bit totalitarian almost, too rigid in the beliefs or the way that you were approaching this type of responsibility. And deep down at that subconscious layer, if there is a fear of stepping into this role of leadership or power, that could be why, because your soul fears misusing that power. But the universe wants you to know that it's safe for you to walk your truth and you're not going to make those mistakes again. All souls make mistakes. We all go through these processes and we oscillate from one side of the karmic spectrum to the other because we need that context to be able to understand the middle ground and to have both sides held in our mind at one time. So this is the lifetime where you actually do it the right way and you trust yourself more, not only because you're living authentically, but because you're doing it in a way that is peaceful and not aggressive. And like I said, this is going to benefit you big time, and it's also going to benefit other people. So yeah, that is what I see for you, group number 2. I really feel like the universe's message for you here today is to do it your way. It's to make your own path forward. It's to be a pioneer, to forge your own path, and to do it in a peaceful, authentic, personally empowered way. And again, that's going to attract the right people, and you're going to lead sort of by proxy or by example, I should say. Yeah, by example. So find what you really are passionate about and what feels right for you, and go ahead and do that and explore that and be the best version of you that you can be. There's no wrong way to do that. All right. So I hope that this reading this message, I should say, from the universe was supportive of you. Let me know how it resonated in the comments below. And I'm wishing you all the best on this authentic, self-led journey that you are on. May this new beginning be prosperous and full of beauty. Lots of love to you guys. Thank you for being here. If you guys want to dive deeper on the channel and you're looking for additional content, I do have ad-free weekly guidance on the member side of the channel, as well as additional tutorial videos and things like that from time to time. We also do once monthly live streams where we do members' personal readings. So if you guys are interested in that, hit the join button down below. If you don't see it, you may need to go through a desktop computer to become a member, as the join button doesn't always show up on every single country's YouTube app. And if you guys are looking for a personal reading or any services from me, you can check out my offerings in the description box below. There's a link to my website. It's tarotandbeyond.com. Much love, guys. Many blessings, and we'll see you in the next reading. Bye. All right. Hi, group number 3. Welcome to your reading. Let's find out what message the universe has for you today. You guys chose the unconditional love card, and it feels like the universe is sending you some healing. That's initially what I'm getting, but I'm interested to see what the cards have to say. So let's get some additional information here. What is this message for group number 3 that the universe is wanting to send? Wisdom, rhodiola. The unicorn, yeah, it feels like this purification through unconditional love, and that's what is so healing. It's this wisdom of unconditional love. Very heart chakra, very, very pure. Okay. What is this message? Wow, we have 3, and I think I'm going to take them all. We've got nurture. Okay, lemon balm. We have cannabis with detachment, and sage with blessing. Okay, let's get some more cards. Get some karma cards as well. What is this message for group 3 from the universe? The 8th house. Oh, interesting. So the 8th house is to do with life, death, money, sexuality, taboo issues, the occult, spirituality in those esoteric practices. Getting and using power, other people's resources. Yeah, it's like taxes, debt, income, personal power, mysteries of life, and major change. Okay. Wow. Ooh, I just put that down a little hard. Okay. I want to get Egypt star. Yeah, I think that's what Egypt star. tarot or oracle. I feel this card here. Mixed blessings. Interesting. You've got the blessing card and another blessing card, but this one's mixed. But I think that's why there's a need for detachment and wisdom, is because there's something about this blessing that is a little bit, I don't know, uncomfortable, I guess is the best word. It's not like it's painful or challenging or bad in any way. I'm just getting this energy of like, it's not necessarily comfortable. What is that? 5 of Wands. So maybe the blessing here is about using your wisdom of unconditional love to nurture rather than to combat, because the 5 of Wands is about competition and not seeing eye to eye. It's like too many cooks in the kitchen, too many people with different ideas and different perspectives, all kind of grappling with each other and wasting a lot of time and energy on trying to force their perspective or their will or their way. So I feel like the blessing here is detaching from a situation where there's conflict and choosing to go your own way and do it in the way that feels most empowering to you, that's aligned with unconditional love. And it's like using this wisdom to choose to approach this with a nurturing perspective rather than stinging, because they showed me the bee in this card, and it's like you can choose to you can choose to sting, but then it will kill you, because when bees sting, their stinger gets lodged in your skin and then it kind of like rips out their abdomen, so they die, and it's pretty brutal. So it's kind of like having the wisdom not to react, because it's just going to cause more damage, and that's not a nurturing thing to do for you or for the other person. Like, both people end up getting hurt. And I think that's why the blessing here is this wisdom to be able to detach and to just stay within this unconditional love. It's like, I understand why this person or these people feel this way, but I'm not going to participate. I'm not going to add my energy to that drama. You've got the 3 of Wands in reverse. You're going to walk away. You're going to remove yourself from the equation, is what I just heard. Removing yourself from the equation. But this is why it's a mixed blessing, because maybe you don't really want to do that, but you know that it's the right thing to do for you. It's the best thing that you can do to take care of yourself, and ending this relationship, or even just removing yourself from the situation temporarily, is going to help that to happen. And it does feel like it's a major change though. So this is probably something that's been a long time coming, and you've probably felt this, but there may have been a little bit of dissociation from it, because it does feel uncomfortable to make this change. It feels a little bit like a sacrifice, but I don't think it is. I think that it's actually going to help you to move on and to heal, because that's the initial message I was getting, was healing. But it's different than I thought it was going to be. It's not healing through this energy of unconditional love from other people. It's more healing through the unconditional love and nurturing of yourself, removing yourself from environments that have become unhelpful or even downright toxic for you. What else is this going? What is this situation here? Ace of Pentacles. I do feel like there's a blessing that is coming in financially, because the 8th house is to do with finances. You've got the Ace of Pentacles, and then you've got these blessings cards. So I do feel like the choices that you make are going to pay off in unexpected ways. So it's kind of like these two things might seem disconnected, like removing yourself from a dramatic situation and then having an opportunity which creates more money or prosperity flow for you. But those two things are energetically linked, and it's by nurturing yourself and walking away from situations that create conflict in your life that the universe is saying, oh, you're taking care of yourself? Well, let me take care of you right back, because it's a mirror of your energy. The universe is an algorithm, so to speak, and it operates on these laws that a lot of them are to do with equal exchange and attraction and magnetism, frequency. Everything is kind of like it's this mirrored effect. And so having this wisdom can kind of give you the perspective you need to make the most wise choice in the situation that is causing conflict. And then you're actually going to see the blessings show up in ways that are very tangible. That's what I'm getting. It's like the more you can detach from this situation, the more physical reward you're going to get in other areas of your life. Not just how you feel, but also what's showing up and manifesting for you. You have horse with freedom and action. Yeah. It's important that you free yourself from this dynamic situation, environment, whatever it is, detaching yourself and taking action in a new direction. That's what I see. You're moving away from these things because it's probably been going on for a while, and it's just time. It's just time to make a change. The 8th house can be about death as well, death and rebirth, and it's like this resurrection energy. This has been coming up in all the readings. Literally every single reading had some reference to death and rebirth and resurrection in different ways and in completely different contexts. But I always pay attention to patterns. I'm just wired for pattern recognition at this point. And it feels very much like this is a collective theme. And this is what the universe is mirroring back to us all, because we're part of this collective of humans and souls here incarnated at this time. So I feel like this major change is happening in a mysterious way, showing you these connections and allowing you to rebirth through this death of what doesn't work and moving into what does, investing in what does. Redirecting your focus is like choosing what you buy, because your focus, your attention, your energy, your participation is really the only authentic resource that you have. Because money doesn't come with you when you die. The things you acquire in this life don't come with you when you die. The only thing that really is currency here is energy. Love is the main source of that currency, and how you direct that is through your free will, your focus, and your attention. So that is where you're choosing to spend that currency and how you're choosing to create more of it. So are you investing your energy wisely, or are you not? And where can you detach? And it's kind of like by freeing yourself from these situations where you're investing energy in a misaligned way, I just keep getting this message that you're going to see that reverberate back to you in different ways. So you're going to see actual financial or physical benefits to removing your attention and focus from things that are creating energy in your life that's not feeling good to you anymore. And it's not even like you're like, screw these people and this drama, I don't even care. Like, it's not that kind of detachment. I see you being like, I understand and appreciate all of you and your perspectives. And I don't even know if you're going to say this or if it's just going to be sort of implicit and you're just going to take the action or you're just going to feel it and embody that. But I'm getting this feeling or this energy of, I understand, I hold space and compassion for you, and I'm walking away because that's what's best for me. So it's very loving. It's not coming from any of these projections of guilt or judgment. It's really coming from an authentic, grounded place of love. That's why it's so wise. And that is why you get blessed. Yeah. So for you guys, I want to see... Oh, okay. We're going to pull a card from this deck. We didn't get these for the other two groups, so don't tell them. But you guys are getting a special card. Being true. I am true to myself and others. I remove my mask and stop creating illusions. I have confidence in who I am, and I reveal the good in me. I do not need to hide or prove anything. I replace shame with the power of love and truth. Look at that. Talk about confirmation. Synchronicities just really popping off in these readings lately. So Spirit's speaking very clearly here about being in your authentic truth, which is coming from this loving place. That is the best thing that you can do, and really kind of showing up as your authentic self for yourself and to these people so that you can nurture and take care of your needs, set the boundaries that you need to, walk away from the situations that are not serving you, and free yourself so that you can take action in a way that creates a lot more prosperity in multiple different arenas of your life. Now, they keep kind of taking me back to this message of healing, so I'm just going to tune into that really quick for a sec. It feels like the purification through reduction. So it's kind of like the process of, what is that called? I guess it's just called purification, or when you filter something and then you boil it down and concentrate it. What is that called? I can't remember right now for whatever reason, but it's like you're reducing it down and it's becoming very, very pure in its reduced state because it's being so concentrated like that. So there's something about the healing through this love for you, group number 3, that it's purifying your life, like your whole, I really see it being cleansing for you at soul level. I also see it's like it's shifting your environment as well. There's probably some psychological healing that's happening here through this detachment. The sage is spiritual cleansing and energy cleansing as well. So I do see you're like cleaning things up, you're purifying, you're cleaning things up. You're not going to be rolling with the pigs anymore. You're not going to get down into the muck. Because you're not a pig, group number 3. And there's nothing wrong with pigs. Pigs are beautiful, intelligent creatures. But if you don't want to get all dirty every day, then you're just going to stop doing that. You're going to stop getting down into the mud with them. Because that's the wise thing to do. I see you making a lot of changes. The universe is encouraging you to make those changes. And using your discernment, following what feels right for you, letting go of any illusions or rationalizations of, oh, if I just keep showing up in this way, maybe they'll change, or maybe the situation will adapt, or maybe I will get my needs met eventually. I see you really being very honest with yourself. You're being true with yourself, and you're doing it in a very loving way, which allows you to hold space not only for you and your needs, but also for the perspectives of others. And it's kind of like two things can be true. Two really like opposing truths can be true at once, and you can hold space for these people and their perspectives, and also choose to focus on yours, because you're the only one living your life. They're not living your life. You are. So I feel like you're kind of diverging from people who maybe tried to force their will on your life, or who try to control you through resources, maybe through money, or through influence that they had over you, or authority that you perceived that they had over you. And I feel like you're taking back your power and just saying, you know what? I love myself too much to endure this anymore. I don't deserve this. And I'm going to create a path for myself that feels a lot more free. And you're going to do that by taking action. You're going to make some major changes. So I wonder what those are. Can I get some information on what those changes are for group 3? The 4 of Swords reversed. You're going to take action. Yeah. You're going to be taking some action. You're going to be implementing some ideas. The Moon card. I feel like you're going to be resting as well. Like you're going to choose to nurture yourself by getting adequate sleep, rest, meditation time, doing these spiritual hygiene techniques. Maybe you're saging and cleansing yourself and your home or your workspace. I don't know, depends where you work, right? Maybe you're choosing to detach from some old coping mechanisms that just don't work for you, or you're kind of cleaning up your finances and resources. You're setting boundaries. I see that with other people really clearly. It's like all of these different areas of your life are improving because you're realizing that you need to make some changes to nurture and care for yourself, and it is the wise thing to do. It's the most authentic thing to do, and it comes from a space of love. I'm seeing, because the moon card here can speak about illusions, and we had this message here of stop creating illusions. So I feel like you're just going to be really honest with yourself. And that is the most nurturing thing you can do, because you're no longer over or under rationalizing things and creating these false realities where you continue to give your focus and energy to something that doesn't serve you. Yeah, it's like you're going to be seeing things really clearly. Group number 3, Page of Cups. I feel like, yeah, you're forgiving, but you're walking away. It's like it's this interesting feeling that I'm getting, that it's like you're saying, I forgive you, I love you, I understand, and I'm not going to stick around. It's such an interesting energy dynamic, because you think when you forgive someone that you're just like, okay, like forgive and forget, and we'll just go back to doing what we were doing. But instead you're like, I forgive you, I love you, and I also choose me and what I need. So yeah, it's like you're freeing yourself from an illusion. And like I said, you're going to see blessings come in unexpected ways, even if the initial changes that you're making feel a little bit mixed, a little uncomfortable. Yeah, but it's healing nonetheless. Deeply, deeply healing for you. So that is what I see, group number 3. I hope that this message from the universe helped to support you through this change that you are implementing, breaking free from illusions, being in your truth, and receiving the blessings that are inevitably going to come as a result of that, and somewhat in unexpected ways. So take some action here, do it in a very loving, authentic way, choose the wise thing, and set some boundaries, whatever needs to be set. All right, guys, I love you. Thank you so much for being here. I hope you're enjoying the readings. If you would like even more readings, we do have memberships available where there are weekly pick a card readings, as well as monthly live streams where we do members-only personal readings. And if you're looking for a more one-on-one reading with me, a private reading or a session, I have services available through my website, which you can check out through the description box. Thank you so much for being here, guys. I love you, and we will see you in the next reading. Bye.